I think we'll call this video a day in the life of an amateur YouTuber. Enjoy. Welcome back to Brandon Farm. It's been a while since I've done a video. Our family collectively, minus my youngest son, has gotten some sort of cold, flu situation. I don't know. So we've all been coughing and hacking and all the things. Why does my camera look fuzzy? Alright, so today's agenda. Sorry, I had to open the gate. I don't have much going on just because we're just trying to take it easy and all of that. But I am going to get this hair out of my mouth and I'm going to hit the reset button on my garden and chicken coop because it needs a good reset. So that's what my plans are going to be today. I just popped some orange slices in the oven. Drying oranges, like orange slices, to make like the orange slice garland. I'm gonna clean the house. I gotta desanitize everything. Sanitize, whatever. Kill germs. And then, do all the mom things. And yeah, you can't see me. Hi. Okay, so welcome to Brandon Farm. We are just hitting the reset button over here. Okay. Put you guys on the tripod, cleaned off my lens. Threw the microphone in just because it's a little bit windy. It's a little bit windy out here. Okay. I'm also going to pot some lemon tree plants, today as well. So I've got the water on. I'm gonna refill the chickens' water, refill their feed, fill the bird feeders, check on everything, pick up some stuff that we had some pretty heavy rain this past week, and so my garden has kind of taken a hit with the rain and the wind, and my bug house is struggling. The pine cones did not want to stay in, so I'm gonna have to fix that today. And yeah, just kind of, like I said, hit the reset button on the garden and the chicken coop area. Set you down. We have these quick connects on here. So this is a quick connect where you can just quickly undo it, hook it up to a different system. But dang, they sure do leak. All right. Juan, I hear you. Alright. I'll throw a time lapse in here. Alright. Refilled the water, refilled chicken feed, gave them some more oyster shells. What else? That's really all the chickens need. I might throw some First Saturday Lime in their chicken coop. I may not. I think I just did it not that long ago. I just like to use that as like a little refresher because their coop gets kind of ick. So I get all the big clumps of the chicken poop out, and then I refresh it with the pine shavings, and then I usually sprinkle it with the First Saturday Lime just to help with like mites and bugs and smell and, you know, all the things. A little coffee break. My sweet peas are coming in lovely. My tomatoes are still kicking. No tomato fruit yet, just the blossoms. My green beans took a crap. They're not doing anything. I have one really good carrot. I still have one random potato plant popping up. And then I have a random tomato plant growing in my soil bucket. I do need to get some pots to repot or uppot the lemon tree plants. Hopefully you can see me. I feel like it's casting a weird shadow. And we're a little low. Let me fix you a little bit. Okay. Okay. For real this time, my cosmos has bloomed. And it's about 5 feet tall. Okay, so I'm just going to take you around. I'm going to show you what's growing in my garden currently. It is currently October 30th. It's Halloween tomorrow. Fun fact, I hate Halloween. Might be an unpopular opinion, but I don't like being scared. I don't like scary things. I don't like the Halloween mask. I don't like haunted houses. I don't like anything about Halloween. Except for the fact that my kids look cute in cute costumes, not scary costumes. I'm a bit of a weenie, truth be told. I get scared real easily. Like I'm still scared of the dark. Anyway, so yeah, Halloween tomorrow. We'll probably go trick-or-treating in my parents' neighborhood just because they have more of a neighborhood. We have like 6 neighbors, and it would be a trek to like walk to each neighbor. So that's not going to happen over here. But my parents live in a neighborhood. So we'll probably take the kids over there tomorrow. Crush fingers that my oldest can handle it because he's been coughing and I've been coughing and my husband has been coughing and my youngest has so much energy that my head is still spinning. Yeah, so I'm going to fill up the bird feeders. So I'm going to get all my chores done first, and then I'll take you around and show you the fun stuff of what's growing in my garden currently in October. And then we'll uppot some lemon trees. Want to? All right. Alright, so I'm filling up these bird feeders because I just got off of Amazon. It was a 2-pack. But since it rained, all of this like bird seed has gotten like smushed and wet and gross in the bottom. So that's why I'm trying to like get out before I fill it back up because I don't want the whole thing to be like moldy and gross. And it's warming up. It actually feels pretty nice. It says it's 63 degrees. The wind is still a little chilly, but I like it. Alright, so I'm going to get this stuff out. I noticed that some lettuce and arugula and salad mix, yada yada yada, is starting to come up, so I'll show you guys that. I do have some watermelons growing in here. I have watermelons growing in the other garden. I'm about done with the other garden though, I tell you what. I'm ready to pull the fence on that one and just let the chickens have at it. It's just too much for me to mess with right now. I've got soccer, PTO, being a mom, you know, wife, all the things. I don't need 2 gardens to tend to. Not in the fall. it's just too much. So the only thing I have over there that I really don't want to lose are the black-eyed peas because they're doing really, really well. And I think I decided that I'm just going to let them dry on the plant, like on, it's not really a vine. Oh boy. My husband, angel that he is, saint, really, took both the kids because, you know, they haven't been out of the house in a while. My kids are getting restless, whatever. So they took the kids somewhere far, and he's talking about how much money he could spend. Anyway, so squirrel. What was I talking about? Oh, so the lettuce, the other garden. Oh, the black-eyed peas. Yeah, they're doing really well. So I'm gonna let them dry on the plant. So I want to collect dry beans, not fresh beans. Yeah. I'm gonna fill up this bird feeder. All right, I'm gonna take you off the tripod, and I'm gonna give you kind of a little impromptu garden tour. Apparently someone's gonna lay an egg. It gets so loud. Also, I think I decided what to do with old chicken tattoo here. I'm just gonna make a bigger chicken, and I think I'm gonna make it into a rooster because I don't think I'll ever own a rooster. Truth be told, I really don't. I'm too scared that they're gonna attack my kids. I don't want to mess with fertilized eggs. I don't want to mess with them tearing up my chickens' backsides. So yeah, I think for now, the only rooster I'll ever own is the one that'll be tattooed on my arm. Yeah, I haven't really told my husband that yet, so yeah. I mean, I like Barbie, okay? But I just feel like she needs to be more prominent. And by prominent, I mean I want a more realistic looking chicken, and I think I want it into a rooster because, like I said, that's the only rooster I'll ever own. I might be eating those words later, but for now, I think it's a good idea. So now I just need to find an artist and time to get it done. All right, let's start at the beginning. I still have both my planters out here. This is, I believe, Coleus, and this is like a blue salvia that's still hanging on. This one's doing actually really well. The mint that I had put in there has died, and so has the sweet potato vine because my chickens didn't know how to leave it alone. Right when you walk into my garden, we'll start on this right hand side here. I still have rue. This is rue growing, and I believe this is an edible plant, considered kind of like an herb. But I don't do anything with it. I just like the way it looks, and I just let it go. So it's doing really well. This is purslane that is currently mad at me, and I'll explain that to you in the way of demonstration. So you can see how tightly closed up these leaves are. They are basically telling me that they have run out of room in this small pot and they need to be up-potted. But because it's the end of the season, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to let it go. This is what it's supposed to look like down here. I mean, not this grass or anything, but like this green, luscious plant. And you can see how open and flat the leaves are. This is a very happy plant. This one is not. Okay, this right here is a sorghum that I actually grew out of a seed from my chicken feed. And I actually cut the seed head off so I can save seeds from it. This is going to be more of that blue salvia. Then I have some random zinnias and what looks to be like a moth in there. This welcome sign I actually found on the side of the road. Why would anyone get rid of that? I don't know. And this bed over here, see if I can get you a little closer. Hi. Okay, so this right here are my sweet peas. I do have a random tomato that kind of fell over. This is more sweet peas right here. They're doing pretty well. I have one little Swiss chard right here. I think I have one more right there. Looks like I do have something sprouting out of the ground right here, and I'm thinking that's where we put the garlic. Oh, I got another one right here. Okay, so I believe that's the garlic that's coming up. That's a good sign. I have some marigolds that came up from like a wildflower mix. Let's see here. I have my pretty mums that I put in the ground. Behind it is a citronella plant. More of this blue salvia. So pretty. And then we come over here, and I've got some more sweet peas and lots of grass growing. These, I believe, are mostly turnips mixed in with a little bit of kale. The kale I had cut down right at the base, so where the soil meets the plant, and they just started regrowing. So I've got kale there, the kale plant here that's coming back, and the rest of this greenery is all turnips. Turnips? Yeah, turnips. I have a tomato plant over there, my sweet potato vine, green and purple. It's basically all that's in this bed here. These two spiky looking plants are my artichokes. I have two, and they're actually looking really good. They were looking kind of sad there for a minute, but they came back and they are thriving. My rose bush is looking kind of sad. This is actually a ground cover that I planted called Wooddelia, and it is just loving it. And it produces these little yellow flowers, and I think it's just beautiful. So I just let this go. And it's just taken over. This is the bug house that I need to fix. Lots of problems there with those dang pine cones. This plant is the Cosmos, and if you're familiar, I thought it bloomed, and it wasn't. It was actually a radish bloom. But in fact, I think it has actually bloomed. Let me get my little step stool here and try not to fall down. So if we follow this plant all the way up here, right there is a Cosmos flower. I thought it was going to be red. It is not. But it's still beautiful. There's several other buds on here. I just can't believe it took 5 feet or so to get it to bloom. And literally all season. I still have one random beet plant in here that I just left because I think she's pretty. This is going to be my parsley. She's turning a little bit yellow and a little bit brown in some places. I don't think she's too happy with me. In this bed, I have a kind of a mix of things. I have a tomato plant there. I've got some zinnias blooming. I've got a random potato plant. I have this wild asparagus. It's actually not wild, it's just wild in how it looks right now. It's currently just everywhere. I do have one random cucumber back there. I still have some mint, another tomato plant that's underneath here. I believe this is something. What is this? Is this... Whoa, covered in whiteflies. Awesome. I cannot shake these whiteflies. They are going to be the death of me. What is that, though? A leafy thing. Lettuce? Turnips? Cabbage? I don't know. I don't know what that is. I suspect that it's not going to last long because it's covered in whiteflies. Alright, I have some more sweet peas over here that seem to be loving it over here. They're all like viney and like pretty and happy. I still have my rosemary, and then right in here in my soil bucket I have a random tomato plant that has just decided to make home in my soil bucket. I have a citronella plant over here. My lemon thyme is in there with all that grass, and I have a cucumber plant on the other side. Okay, starting on this back side, this is the trellis that I built for the pumpkin plants that didn't do what I thought they were going to do. They looked good for, I don't know, the first couple weeks, and then they just petered off, and now they look like crap. So they got attacked by aphids, and they just did not survive. You can see all the brown leaves, and they just look awful. But I do have one random little pumpkin here, and I don't suspect that it will survive. Just by the way the rest of the plant looks. This is the one that's next to it. I only have two that are growing on here right now. I do have another tomato plant over here, and this is the lettuce and arugula and salad mix that I threw in a while back. Okay, continuing. Random petunia plant, marigolds. I do have a bell pepper plant on here, which I do have a significantly good size bell pepper here, and I think I might go ahead and pull this one off. Even though we're not a big pepper plant person, pepper eater. Anyway, a little bell pepper for you. Some more pepper plants. These are all the bell peppers that I have over here. Looks like that watermelon is trailing out. On this side, I have a jalapeno plant on that far side, a tomato plant. This is a habanero, which is producing quite a bit of these. Looks like I do have one that's ready. Let's go ahead and get that one. And then I have the ghost pepper and what's this one? The pepper Tabasco. See, these ones I labeled at the very beginning. Look at that. Alright, so since I do have one in here, let's go ahead and get this one. Look at that. What a pretty little pepper. So cute. Wow, camera's having a really hard time focusing on that. This is the ghost pepper, and it looks like I actually have some on there for the first time. Alright, so if you're familiar, this is the ghost pepper. It's apparently really, really hot. But I do have a couple producing. My camera is freaking out, does not want to focus, which is fine. Doesn't have to. Okay, let's continue this crazy garden tour. This is the watermelon plant that I have, and it's seen better days, but I do have a watermelon right here, and I have one right here. I did have some cucumber in here, and looks like they have all died. My sweet potato looks like it's struggling a little bit. It's turning kind of brown, which I think probably has a lot to do with the cold weather. But it's an annual, and it will die back in the winter. This is lemon balm, so I still have some of that. I had to cut it back because it was looking kind of rough. This is the fig tree that I have that I will eventually have to replant. This is my cilantro, which looks absolutely amazing. It's just loving this cold weather. Planted this from seed, and it looks awesome. Super proud of that one. Alright, let's continue. This is the bed that I have more in here than I care to admit. It just started as beets, carrots, and turnips. It is now turned into a little bit of everything. So, I'll probably be stepping on some stuff here, so I don't want to go too far. This is the one lonely carrot that I have. That's looking pretty healthy. So we'll see what that produces, if anything. These, which I suspect that they'll have some sort of white flies on them. I can't remember if these are the purple cabbage or the kohlrabi. I know, I should have labeled. And I have something going in here. Looks like it's been chewed a little bit. You can kind of tell right there. I believe these 3 little lettuce plants are lettuce. In fact, I do have 2 tomato plants right here. I do have 1 basil, purple basil, opal basil, that is struggling. Yeah, she's my only one. I have my rose bush in here that's being taken over by watermelon and sweet potato vine. I have something else coming up right here, which I'm not really sure what that was. Go figure. These are all my green beans that have been ate by my chickens, which is not a problem. Yeah, and then these are black-eyed peas. Okay. Black-eyed peas that I planted that I hope will get as big as their neighbors over there, because they're looking phenomenal. I do have some garlic planted in here, but I don't see anything coming up. Looks like I do have a random carrot coming up over here though, so I guess I have 2 carrots. No garlic over here yet, but I do have garlic on the other side, so that's encouraging. Sweet peas in the pot. This is the mint that definitely looks like it's seen better days. I'll probably cut that one back, but it's a perennial and it'll come back, so I'm not too worried about it. And then to finish up, over here, I have another pretty mum, and I just got these at Walmart for like $5.98, I believe. This is another purslane. This one's looking like it's doing better than the last one that I showed you. And then this is just a society garlic plant that I really need to trim. But it's looking great. Alright. Hopefully you can hear me with this wind. So just a little advice on a bug house. If you do a bug house with the pine cones, sticks, shims, cardboard, whatever, just know that if it's outside, which it should be, when it rains and stuff starts to swell and then shrink and dry over time, it's going to get loose, and like my sticks are kind of loose, so I'm having to shove more sticks in there. My shims are a little loose, but I've got enough in there that it's not moving. Same with the cardboard. But my pine cones, every time it rains or we have like a heavy wind, strong wind, if you will, whoa, they get loose and they all fall out. So my solution for that is going to be baling wire. I got my little snips here, and I'm just going to create like a little cage system around these pine cones to hold them in place, so that way they don't come crashing out every single time it is windy or it rains. we'll see if this works. I don't know. It's not the prettiest contraption, but hopefully it holds them all in enough that where every time I come out here, I don't have to re-pick them up and then stuff them back in there. So, I don't know. Cage effect. We'll see what happens. And since I love a good slow-mo, cue slow-mo. Hello. All right. Let's get you a little bit more. There we go. Okay, so I just wanted to pull you guys into the shop because it's too windy out there. I hit the reset button on the chickens, meaning all the chicken water is refilled, the chicken feed is refilled, they get snacks. Their coop I constantly clean out, like pretty regularly, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. Had a few chickens laying some eggs, so that's a good sign. They haven't totally quit for the winter, although I think last winter they laid quite a bit, so I'm not too worried about not having enough eggs. We don't eat a lot of eggs anyway. Mostly I just like to give them away to like the neighbors, and for local people I have a farmer's market out in front of my house that I just put, you know, my extra eggs. Last year I did a lot of produce. This year, since I'm learning how to preserve most of my produce, I didn't have a lot in the market this year, but I do have some neighbor, and I don't know who it is, and if you're watching, I appreciate you contributing to our little farmer's market slash, like, you know, help stand, donation stand, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, they bring boxes and boxes of like just extra dry goods, like rice, beans, canned goods, things like that. And they just drop it off at the market. And so I usually unbox that and I put it all in the market, all nice and pretty, and just leave it out there for whoever needs it. So I don't know who you are, but I appreciate the donations. So, as I'm sure, you know, whoever's needing them is appreciating them as well. Yeah, so I hit the reset button on the chickens. I reset the garden. I fixed the bug house. Currently, I still have my orange slices in the oven, so I'll be working on that this afternoon. It takes about 3 hours. So basically, when you make orange slice garland, you want to get like a bag of oranges. I think the recipe, if you will, is 8 to 10 oranges. You want to slice them about 3/4 inch thick. What I did is I laid them out on a paper towel and then layered a paper towel and then put more on the paper towel and then layered a paper towel. That way you kind of minimize that liquid that the oranges have. So you can start off with like less liquid. They say to like blot it before you pop it in the oven. But I don't have time for that. So I just layered my paper towel with my orange slices, 3/4 inch thick, just put them on there. And then you want to lay out like parchment paper on like a cookie sheet, and then you just lay them out on the cookie sheet and then pop them in the oven at 250 for 3 hours. So we'll see how that works. And then you can use them as ornaments. You can string them together as garland. You can just put them in a bowl on your countertop, whatever you want to do. Options are endless. So, and it makes the house smell great too. Yeah, so right now I need to go up to the house and I need to repot or uppot my lemon trees. That's the next thing on my list. Currently they're in my windowsill of my kitchen, and so I'm going to pot those in probably gallon-sized containers. I'm hoping I have enough soil to make that happen. I have some garden soil down here, which I might have to dig into, but I do have a bucket of soil up at the house, so I'll be doing that. And hopefully, you know, we'll have some citrus trees at some point. I don't know. I don't know if you can put those in the ground in Texas. I had one years ago, and it just did not do well, because I think you're supposed to bring it in the winter. It does not survive the frost, which seems kind of silly. So anyway, it'll probably be like a indoor, maybe once I get my high tunnel kind of situation, it'll live in there. I don't know. But they're doing good in the house right now, so I figured I need to up pot them before they run out of room in their little 2-inch pot. So we're going from a 2-inch pot to a gallon pot, and we'll see what happens. I'm out of breath. Okay. So anyway, that's all I'm doing today on Grow Brandon Farm. I'm sorry I haven't been posting a bunch of videos lately. Like I said, my family's been kind of under the weather, and we're just trying to get a hold on that. And then with all the holidays, it might be a little bit challenging to get videos in, content, if you will. I like saying that. I don't know why. Plus, there's not much going on in the garden right now. Everything kind of looks kind of sad. So I just wanted to give you an update on what my garden's looking like and what we're up to. As always, if you have any questions, just drop it in the comments below. I appreciate you guys watching and sticking around and hanging out with me and my crazy family and my crazy life. Yeah, so anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Appreciate you being here, and we'll see you next time. Alright, I think I'm going to get my freeze frame in right here. See what that looks like. My hair. Move my hair up. Face curl head straight. Okay. Freeze frame. See ya.